Okay, so this is me. I got the rims off of the tires, and now it's time to take out the spokes. I'm gonna do that with this here wrench. It's kind of sticky. It's brand new. I just got it. Maybe I'll degrease it or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start undoing these. And since these are already painted black, I don't have to take the spokes out. I'm just going to remove them from here, the outside here, and then it should loosen enough, and I'll just take the rim to the powder coaters. So one thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to get some tape, and I'm just going to kind of at the cross sections of these pairs of spokes, just add some tape around them, so when my mechanic goes to true them up and tighten them up, because I'm not going to do that, that's a little more than my knowledge, and I don't have the tools or the time. I don't want to screw it up. So he asked me to mask these off so that he immediately knows where they go, and they'll stay together throughout the whole process. So I'm going to do that real quick. Now, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna take this rubber off that protects the tube from getting poked from the spokes. I think I can just do that. Yep, there we are. It's rubber, so it stretches. Okay, so I got that rubber off. Now I'm just going to mark it that it is the front tire. Just like that. Just in case. This is going to be going through a couple of people's hands once I'm done with it, so this will help. Any confusion on anyone's part. Could have done better, but that's okay. So now we start taking off these spokes. And I've never done this before, so I'm just going to start loosening out these all up. And I think I'm going to start here at the eye hole. Okay, so I had to change the battery, and then my card filled up. So in that time I unscrewed all of the spokes, and this is I just used a this is a square a bolt, but I just used Phillips. I did it with mostly my hands, but for the tougher ones. So now I've got two left, and it was pretty easy, I gotta say. That's it, you just unscrew them. And again, because I'm not painting the hub, I don't have to take my disc brake off, which I really didn't want to do. And then that should be it. I think you just lift off, and there you have it. You've got your rim ready to be sandblasted, and then take off all this chrome, and then I'm going to put a nice satin black finish on it. And I'm going to leave all of this together the way it is. Leave the spokes exactly where they are, and deliver it to my mechanic just like this. And these are all bound with tape, so they're staying put. So he's going to be happy about that. Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, so front wheel is done. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put all of these bolts in a baggie. I'm going to label it front. It probably doesn't matter. I mean, they're universal, front, back, but you never know. So 36 spokes. That's good and labeled, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this rubber in that Ziploc just to keep everything together. I've got plenty of room. Boom, done. Keep that there. Got my sprocket. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this rubber as well. Trying not to tear it. Okay. You see, I thought that if you had this around your spokes, that you could have a tubeless tire. Apparently, I don't believe that is the case. I think if you have spokes, you have to have tubes in your tires, unless you really like heat this up and make sure that no air gets out. I don't know. No biggie. And from what I understand, if you get a fat tire, it's much easier to change than because you can just plug up the hole, not have to take the whole tire off and do that whole thing. So I got another Ziploc baggie here. I'm gonna label this rear. Hopefully they appreciate the festive holiday. It's hard to open. Okay, so now I'm gonna also tape off all of these spokes just like I did on the first one. Keep them all together. And you can see from the other one, it actually did really help. They're not dangling all over the place. They're staying put. And I think my mechanic's going to really appreciate that. He does charge by the hour, so that's actually why I'm doing this. At $75 an hour. Anything I can do on my own, like taking off the tires or taking off the wheels. I had these tire shop down the road. They took the tires off of these rims for $10. So that was pretty easy. I offered him 20. Yes, he said nope, 10 is fine. So I'm not going to argue with that. To get them powder coated, charging me only $30 a rim. Sandblast it, get all the chrome off of the rim, and then powder coat it satin black. I think flat black would be a little too flat. You know, the tank that's on that green tank that's on my Scrambler is it's not flat. There's a little bit of sheen to it. I think it just looks a little bit nicer. You don't want it so flat that when you touch it, You know, you leave smears, but you don't want it so shiny that it's gonna reflect. So I think that the flat black with the a little bit of shine. Oh, it's heavy. It's gonna be the best way to go. So $30 to have all that done. It's pretty cheap. And then the mechanic's gonna charge me $80 per rim to true up the spokes, tighten them, get them back to where they're supposed to be. And then another $25, I think, to mount each tire to my new Continental TKC 80s, which is probably a little bit much, but he says he has to do it by hand. So he does everything by hand because of the new paint job. Using that machine would probably scrape the paint off as it goes, and that's a bad idea. Plus, he's a really cool dude. Jack Johnson in Visalia. Jack Johnson, yeah. He's the only motorcycle mechanic that I've come across that was willing to do work on a Triumph. So everybody around here in the country all ride ATVs and Hondas, Kawasaki dirt bikes and Harleys. Everybody's got a Harley. Is that a Harley rim? No, it's not a Harley rim. Triumph rim. Idiot. Okay, so I'm trying to hurry because it looks like it's gonna rain. Okay, so taped off. Those are gonna stick together. I don't like laying the disc down on here because you don't want it to warp, even though it's, you know, you're gonna be doing it quickly. So where's the eye hole? I'm gonna start with the eye hole. That's here, and I'm just gonna start loosening them up now. That should come right off. Perfect. It's gonna look nice once it's painted black, cleaned up, all pretty. So put this to the side just for now. And again, we've got all the tape masked off. I mean the spokes masked off, so we know exactly where they go when they come back. I've got a bearing in there, but I think it'll be okay. And I believe this little thing goes into the sprocket here. So that's it. That's done. Put that in there. Put that there. I'm going to count these two just to see if they're also 36 like the first one. So there's 4 more spokes on the rear tire. If I counted that correctly, 36, 40, and we are done there. So anyways, that's done. I think I'm going to clean this because it's really gummy, and you can't see the nice polish of it. I mean, it wasn't really polished to begin with, but all of that grease and grime is stuck to it, so I'm going to give that a good cleaning before it goes back on. Got some rubber mounts here. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.